家宏。
学长不知何许人也，亦不详其有无腹肌。冬天穿短袖发头，夏天只靠一把扇子在手，因以为好。脊椎侧弯，不与喉咙为类，好诗文，不求读者能懂。没有好句，便欣然忘形。幸可以假日不去西门町，反而四处流浪。亲旧知其如此，或铺床而招之，顺便聊天至半夜，其在一眠，既醒则退，曾不令情去留。宿舍老旧，发霉发臭，又有一群邋遢虫，万般使人愁。凄然也，常在阳台浇花飞鸣，抚香草，忘怀普通，但不愿以此至终。赞曰：天送皮养老猫老母之罗渊有言，善良须己度。可见此人犹是昔日阿蒙，意性朗悟，只欠用功。士别3日，即更威猛。Hi, I'm Jia Hong. First of all, I have to tell you that I'm not a Christian, and I'm not going to become one after reading the story of Bible in this semester. But my teacher asked me to present my summary of these stories, so here they are. In the beginning, there was nothing but darkness and silence in the world. Then God said, let there be light. Then the first dawn of time brought light into the world. On the second day, God said, let there be a sky as a roof over the world. And it was so. On the first day, God said, let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. On the fourth day, God said, let there be light in the heavens to mark the seasons and the days and the years, and to give light upon the earth. And it was so. On the fifth day, God said, let the waters bring forth living creatures, and make birds fly above the earth. And it was so. What happened, Hao Xuanwu? Hao Xuanwu. Okay, thank you. And it was so. On the sixth day, God said, let the earth bring forth living creatures. And it was so. But as yet there was no being in the likeness of God. And then God said, let us make man in our image. And so it was that God created man in his own image. God called him Adam. And then God said, I will make a helpmeet for him. Then God took a rib from Adam's body, and from Adam's rib, God made a woman. Adam named her Eve. They began their life in Garden Eden. God saw everything that he had made, and found it good, so ended the sixth day. On the seventh day, God rested from his work. Adam and Eve were content in their garden home. The Lord had given them everything they could want for their food or pleasure. In the midst of the garden stood the tree of life and also the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The Lord asked them to obey only one thing. Don't eat the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The day that you eat off that tree, you will surely die. They gave their promise readily. But the serpent was the most cunning of any of the beasts of the field. He made the fruit seem desirable above all the others, and tempted Eve to eat. Then Eve ate one, and Adam also ate the forbidden fruit. They began to feel shame because they are naked and also because they have done wrong. God had to punish them and also the serpent. They was cursed and God sent them away from God. Life was very different now for Adam and Eve. They had raised a living from soil. As time went by, Eve gave birth to two boys, Cain and Abel. As the boys grew up, they began to help their father on the land. Cain preferred to work in the field, and Abel liked to tend the flock. In time it came to pass, the two young men built their altars of their own to bring gifts to the Lord. Cain brought the fruit of the field as his offering, and Abel brought the young lamb from his flock. God was pleased with Abel and his offering, because it was almost as if he were giving himself to God. But God was not pleased with Cain. And Cain felt God's displeasure. He became angry. Then his anger overflowed. He killed Abel and was cursed by God to be a wonder. So he left the land of his parents and wandered into a far country called Nod. He built a city and found a wife, and in time his family grew up into a great numbers, but they didn't worship God. In time, Adam and Eve had many more children, and their children also had children of their own. People lived many hundreds of years at that time. As they lived for more than 800 years, they died at last, but their descendants conquered the world. Men multiplied on the face of the earth, and forgetting all about their law. Among them all, there was only a man who found favor in the eyes of the Lord. His name was Noah. And because God saw that the world was full of evil and wrongdoing, God decided to summon a great flood to destroy all the creatures on the earth. But Noah was the only good man. So God told him how to build an ark and save all the creatures. God said, every living thing except only man, you should bring 2 of every sort into the ark. And it was so. For 40 days and nights it rained. Higher and higher rose the waters. And even the tall mountains were covered. God held rain back from the sky. And the great sea over the land began to subside in greatly. After a week, Noah sent a dove out, and she came back with an olive leaf in her mouth. When the waters dried up from the land, Noah opened the ark and put all the creatures back upon the land. At last, the world was alive again. And God caused a great arc of colors and promised that He would never destroy the world again.我是个白痴。擅自遗忘过去的好，并且责骂他。我是个白痴，将脑袋停留在上一刻的浪漫，而忘记了现实。我是个白痴， 把世界给否定了之后，却因找不到立足点而哭泣。我是个白痴，用臆测与恐惧简便的吓跑自己，让一切无法有任何进展。我是个白痴，竟用枷锁勒住自己，好让我以为我有形体存在。命运从未亲自主宰，而此时此刻，我才能感到，我是个白痴。